sit here and tell you you need to spend $1,200 on this Louis Vuitton vanity case because it will change the way that you travel. Here are 10 travel essentials you will actually use. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Celesta. We talk about all things luxury shopping and handbags. If you love those things, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification. I do post videos every week. So as we are getting into August, I feel like August is the month for travel. And I tend to do most of my travel either like in the beginning of summer or towards the end of summer. So I avoid this like July, August crowd. Also, things are just more expensive, more people, everything. But I did do quite a bit of traveling this year. Stay tuned because we do have my Cabo birthday trip vlog coming up very, very soon. But I did do quite a bit of traveling and I feel like I kind of nailed down like what's nice to have, like the Louis Vuitton niece and the keep all versus what is essential. And most of these items are under $100. These are game changing for travel that you will need. Starting with the Longchamp expandable duffel. Especially if you are going to Europe, Japan, you're planning to do a lot of shopping, which typically I do. This always comes with me folded up, and I usually do all of my shopping the last leg of the trip so I can avoid like, you know, hopping on trains and planes and whatnot, carrying like an extra carry-on bag. So this always stays with me. I keep it folded up and then I open it up when I need to after I've bought something. I use this for any like bags, boxes, things like that. And it's really handy because it has no structure at all. So you can fit like anything and everything. I did bring this with me to Hawaii that one time I got my Dior book tote, and the entire book tote fit in the bag, like obviously like smushed, but it did fit in the bag. So I was very impressed and I use this every single trip. I always think, oh, I don't think I need to buy anything. I'm probably not gonna get anything. I don't need to use this. I always open it up. I do have another one in black that doesn't expand and it doesn't have the strap. And to be honest, I always use the expandable one. Even if I don't need to expand it, sometimes I'll zip it up and just like that fits underneath the seat of an airplane. But I feel like having the crossbody strap or shoulder strap is just so much more convenient than the black one that is just there. And so for that reason, I don't use the black one as often. It's nice to have both sometimes. I think for the wedding, I think I brought both because we weren't sure like how much stuff we were gonna bring back, and like some of the stuff we gave to our parents or our friends that took stuff home for us. So that's a very rare case, I feel, but it's really, really essential, especially if you plan on doing a lot of shopping. And I know if you were watching this video, you probably do a lot of shopping. The next thing is vacuum seal bags. I did packing cubes, I did compression packing cubes, I did it all, and I feel like the vacuum seal bags are the best. The one that I get comes with like a hand pump. They do have some that are like electric pumps, but I feel like that adds a lot more weight to the suitcase, especially if you need to get it under 50 pounds. Part of my struggle is to get the luggage under 50 pounds or whatever the weight limit is. And so having a hand pump that weighs next to nothing is a lot easier, and it really doesn't take that much arm strength. I know it looks like it does, but it's really not bad. It's maybe like 30 seconds of pumping and then it's compressed and it's good to go. The only thing to know is it does wrinkle your clothes, but this comes really in handy, especially for winter travel, especially if you want to like compress your bigger coats, your puffer jackets, things like that. It makes it so much easier to travel with. I also always travel with my Longchamp tote, not the duffel, but the tote bag. And this is for a couple reasons. I think it's easy to carry all of the stuff that you're gonna need every day. As you know, most of my bags are relatively tiny, so they don't fit much. And so having a Longchamp bag, I can put the waters in there, maybe an extra sweater, maybe a fan, maybe my camera, extra batteries, you know, all of this other stuff that might not fit in my bag. I always put it in the tote. I don't put important documents in the tote. So if I'm carrying my passport, card holder, you know, different things like that, that will go with me in my bag. But with the tote, usually my husband's carrying it. It has all of our stuff. It's super durable, it's carefree, and it's just really nice to have a zipper because I feel like a lot of the tote bags that we do have are just like regular canvas totes that don't have a zipper. And while it's not the most important thing to have a zipper because we're not putting anything important in there, it is nice to have that extra security. Another one is the Longchamp mini bag, cosmetic bag. kind of thing. I really like bringing this because usually this is one of those that I put random things in there. So maybe that's jewelry, maybe that's my contacts, chargers, really like miscellaneous things. And I feel like this is really handy because I've always used it as like a pouch, not as a bag. But recently I've been bringing the strap with me on vacation as well. So I can use it to carry my contacts or my chargers or my extra camera batteries, whatever it is. And then afterwards, if I want to use it as a bag that day, I can also just attach the straps and wear it as a bag. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1. It does come in handy, especially if you want to be hands-free. And it's just such a lightweight bag. It doesn't add a lot to how much you're carrying and like in terms of like weight and capacity. Speaking of weight, you need to bring a luggage scale. It is one of those really tiny things. As someone who is constantly overpacking, my suitcase is constantly at or over the weight limit. This is essential for me. Something about unpacking your suitcase at the gate and then like moving things over, and I don't know why that feels so embarrassing to me, but that helps you cut down a lot of time. And in the case that I am overweight, I can then open up the Longchamp duffel, put a couple things inside, just move things around, and I have the flexibility to do that without stressing under, hundreds of people staring at me and I'm at the gate and they're like, hey, you either have to pay like $100 or your luggage is overweight. The next thing, honestly, I think is essential. I know a lot of you might roll your eyes at this, but I definitely think this is essential, is a European Dyson. I go to Europe at least once a year. And other countries also use 220 voltage. So I know Korea uses 220 voltage. Japan uses, I think, the same voltage as us, but having a European or like 220 voltage Dyson is essential for me. Because this tool costs, I think, like 600 euros. And I've used this for, I think now like 10 weeks since I've gotten it. And I use it every day. My husband uses it to do his hair. I'm using it while I'm doing my hair. I've tried purchasing curling irons. They just like don't work for me. And honestly, it is just so worth it, in my opinion, especially because I'm doing my hair every day. I rarely wear my hair straight anymore. Having the Dyson is honestly essential. Will I be buying like the newest, hottest version of the Dyson? No. They have like the new Dyson ID. They have like a new one as well. There's like, I think more power or something like that. I don't know. I'm not gonna buy it until mine dies. And I have a feeling, knock on wood, that the European Dyson is not gonna die anytime soon because it gets used couple weeks out of the year. But even with the Dyson that I do have that I've had since 2021, it's still working just fine. It hasn't kicked the bucket yet, so I don't really find a reason to buy a new one just because they came out with a new one. I just really think that this has changed the game, at least for me when traveling. I know how long it takes for me to do my hair. It has multiple attachments. I can blow dry, I can curl, I can do all the things in one tool, and it really doesn't add that much weight to my suitcase. So I personally think it's essential. The next thing is a light up LED, like little compact mirror. I'm very much like a sit down vanity type of girly. And I know there's like other girls who like to do their makeup in the bathroom. I'm not one of those. I like to sit down, I like to be relaxed, and then I want to do my makeup. And especially if you're going on a lot of bachelorette trips, a lot of girls trips, and there's just not enough bathroom space, this has been really handy because I can just sit there. I can sit anywhere and do my makeup, and I really, really like it. I gave one to my friend who went on a bachelor trip, and it's like 15 bucks on Amazon. Super affordable. You can change the brightness. There's different types of brightness too. And I really prefer this over just trying to scramble and make ends meet by using a regular compact mirror. It really helps with just being able to do my makeup comfortably because you're not just using this once, you're using this for, well, hopefully as long as it lasts. There's also different kinds of LED mirrors. There's some that are rechargeable, which is the one that I have. So you can easily just bring the charger. I've never actually had to charge it during the trip. And so it's always lasted me 2+ weeks on the trip using it every single day versus some that are battery powered. I'd probably do the rechargeable one, like the one that I have, but honestly, essential, game changer. The next thing is a little bit more like toiletry related. I hate using this stupid little bar soap that they give you at hotels. I feel like this is pretty common. It's not even like a European thing. I feel like this is common at most hotels. It's either like a shared communal bottle of like hand soap and hand lotion, or it's like a dinky little block of hand soap. And I cannot for the life of me think that like that is actually cleaning my hands, okay? Like my hands are nasty. We are going on public transportation. We are coming from the airport. We are like just touching so many things that like my hands cannot possibly be clean, and it's not gonna be clean by this little block of soap. So I started bringing like my own travel size hand soap, and it is a game changer. Like I saw someone doing this at a bachelorette trip and I was like, actually, this is genius because I don't want to use this stupid little bar soap. I don't feel like it's cleaning my hands. On top of that, it's kind of drying out my hands too. So overall, amazing, 10 out of 10. You can buy a little container from Target for like $1.50. And this has truly changed the game. The next thing is my MagSafe tripod. And I know this might seem a little bit specific if you are not a content creator, because keep in mind when I'm traveling, I'm bringing like multiple cameras, I'm bringing my phone, I'm bringing multiple like batteries and SD cards and hard drives and laptop, like all of these things when I'm traveling. But I started bringing a tripod since December of last year, and it has really helped a lot with my content. It's compact enough that we just stick it in the Longchamp. We can take little pictures as we go along too, so we don't need to like ask someone, or maybe no one's around. So we're still able to capture pictures of us without having to like need someone to take them for us. And then we can also set up the right angles. When I'm filming a lot of like B-roll of me getting ready or just like little outfits, things like that, it's better to have that and be able to move around for the right lighting instead of depending on where I'm able to prop up my phone or my camera. And so this truly has been a game changer for me. I know it sounds excessive, but it's so compact. It's about the same size as the Dyson that it really doesn't make that big of a difference in terms of like packing. It has really eased a lot of the travel content and like everything like that for me. And then the last thing we have to include, especially if you are bringing your handbags on a trip, is these handbag wipes. These are individually packaged. If you watched my South of France vlog, if you watched my Paris vlog in 2022, I want to say, the one that I got engaged at, I spilled hot chocolate at Cafe de Flore on my, at the time, new Hermes Picotin, and I had one of these wipes. I always stick these in my suitcase. They're individually packaged so they don't dry out, and I was able to get rid of the stain. There's no evidence that I spilled hot chocolate on that bag. Granted, I only spilled it on the outside. I think if it was inside, it would have been a little bit of a different story. I got color transfer on my Louis Vuitton Easy pouch in Nice. I was able to get that out with these like wipes. And then I think another one, I had to use it for my Chanel. One of my lip glosses was like leaking in one of my bags, and I was able to wipe that off. And I think these are just so handy to have. They don't have alcohol in them. I will say they are a little bit pricey for what it is, because you could in theory just buy like a little pack of like water wipes if you want. That also has a chance of like drying out a little bit faster than these individually packed ones, but I usually keep at least 2 or 3 of these in my suitcase, and I feel like most of the time I use at least one on vacation. So I hope this was helpful for you. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll leave all of the items linked in the description box below, but let me know in the comments where you guys are traveling, if you're done with your travels for summer already, or if you're going in the next couple weeks, in the next month or so. Let me know where you guys are headed. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll leave another video for you guys here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!